Good. Again, there is a break tomorrow and the next day, I promise, but it is the last of the World Cup round of 16 games. It's Portugal versus Switzerland. As I just mentioned, wall-to-wall football pretty much every day, in fact, since the opening ceremony. A lot of 4 games a day as well. We are now at the end of this big chunk here, and we're going to find out who the last team to go through into the quarterfinals is going to be. And you guys said it might be a bit of a surprise in the earlier game. You guys were right. Morocco, we'll take a look at it in a sec, went through against the Spanish on penalties, 0-0 in the game. Spain couldn't score a single one of their penalties either. So the big nations have dominated that quarterfinal draw. But look, Netherlands, Argentina, Croatia, Brazil, England, France, Morocco, and the winners of this one, either Portugal or Switzerland. And let me know how you see this one doing. Make sure you get your pre-game predictions in, and make sure you say hello generally in the comments down there as we get into, as I said, the last of the 8 games in the round of 16. Welcome, Ewan. I think Boca was having fun watching the Spain game earlier. Lots and lots of comments from him in there. It didn't go well for the Spanish, did it? Right, shall we have a look at the teams? And one big name you're not going to see on the page there is Cristiano Ronaldo not playing. We've had the normal sort of circus that follows CR7. Bit of a flounce maybe after he was substituted the other day. He is not in the 11 tonight, but it's a hell of a weapon to have on the bench. But if you're the Portugal coach and you drop Cristiano Ronaldo and you lose, you're in bother, put it that way. One of the all-time greats, obviously. But if you win without him, well, it's quite the statement as well, isn't it? Evening. Leia, get your predictions in. Here is your Portugal team. So it's Diogo Costa of Porto in goal. Left back is Rafael Guerreiro of Borussia Dortmund. Diogo Dalot of Manchester United is the right back. Ruben Dias across the city there at Manchester City. Left-sided centre-back. There he is. We had 39-year-old Dani Alves yesterday in the Brazil game, didn't we? We're going to get 39-year-old Pepe from the start and as captain. What an inglorious bastard that guy is, but he's had a great career, hasn't he? In front of the back 4 is William Carvalho. Bernardo Silva, who wasn't a starter last time we did Portugal, but is tonight on the right-hand side of him. We think in a midfield 3. Otavio. Ahead of them, or so FootMob would have us believe, is Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United in the number 10 position. Again, we'll wait and see exactly what this team shape actually looks like. João Felix of Atletico Madrid and Gonçalo Ramos of Benfica are the guys that have got to pick up the slack in the absence of Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench. There he is. Andre Silva, Cristiano Ronaldo, Leo, Horta, Mario, Polina, Nunes, Neves, Vitinha, Silva, Cancelo, Sarr, and Patricio. Let me know who you're looking forward to seeing in that 11. Let's go to the comments really, really quickly. Hope my day's going well. My day's been a bit of an arse. I'll moan about it at halftime. My phone finally died, so I literally had to rescue my life and actually go and buy a new phone, which was expensive and time-consuming and frustrating. But I'll talk to you about that at half-time if you want. Switzerland 2-0. Wolves FI. You could do this either Swiss or Morocco. England semi-final opponent. There you go. Painful to watch the last game going to penalties. It did sound like a bit of a slow burner. I was on Childminder run. I did sneakily put it on the radio, and it didn't sound like the most fast-paced, intense game. But the Moroccans are through. They've been excellent this tournament, aren't they? Swiss, mentally strong, that pulling through this game. Sneaking fancy for the Swiss. Interesting. Certainly nobody's underestimating the Swiss here. Lots of tips for Switzerland to go through. And this is the team that will be attempting to get them through. Jan Sommer of Borussia Mönchengladbach in goal. Edmilson Fernandes of Mainz is the right back. Ricardo Rodriguez of Torino, the left back. Fabian Schär, who we're all familiar with from Newcastle in the Premier League, left centre back. and Manuel Akanji, Manchester City, right-sided centre-back. Granit Xhaka of Arsenal is the holding midfielder there. And captain, another Premier League player there, is Remo Freuler, one of the many players going in at Forest this summer. That's the double pivot, we think. Xherdan Shaqiri is obviously another former Premier League player playing in MLS now. Ruben Vargas of Augsburg down the left. Gibril Sal, Eintracht Frankfurt in the number 10 position. And the very dangerous Breel Embolo, who we've liked in the Euros, and he scored in this tournament as well. A handful up top, that fella. Let me know who you're looking forward to seeing. On the bench, Seferovic, Okafor, Stefan, Jashari, Fashnacht, Zakaria, Fry, Ryder, Abisha, Komert, Elvedi, Kobel, Umlin, and Khan. Let me know how you see it going. Let me know who you are looking forward to seeing play. We're about 8-9 minutes to kick off. We'll go to some comments. We'll have a look at the brackets and all of that good stuff. Drop Neves, big mistake. Yeah, great player. Portugal. Well, we'll find out whether Portugal are better without CR7. This has been a discussion we've had lots and lots and lots. Whatever happens, look at the photographers. They're all more interested in the bench today, and I wonder why, as Cristiano takes his seat on the bench in front of literally probably 100 photographers there right in front of him. Watch Spain, Morocco, dull, boring game, not good. If Switzerland win, I can see England get into final if we beat France on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, we can go back. Hamza fancies a Swiss win. A lot of people interested in the Swiss. Leao, a good player as well. They haven't got the go up front, have they? But I do take that point now with Spain out of England and France's half of the draw. Maybe that is the draw opening up slightly. It's going to either be Morocco or the winner of this game, Portugal or Switzerland, in the semi-final for whoever wins out of England and France. It does look like a plausible route to the final for either of those sides, whoever is going to win that massive game on Saturday night. Keep your comments coming in. With just a few minutes to kick off in this one. Any thoughts? Any questions? Is that the farthest Morocco has ever gone? Someone will have to fact check me. I can't remember them going any further than that. Quarterfinal for the Moroccans and a potential game against, they'll fancy it against one of these two, won't they? When you kind of look, what is a big nation? Are the ones right at the front of that line? Is that France and Brazil and Argentina? Maybe England and Portugal, a little tiny rung lower than that. Will the Moroccans fancy it? Interesting. Joe, second shock on the cards today. Potentially. It already smells of trouble, doesn't it? With the biggest name in the Portuguese team left out. You know, there's already that boiling narrative in the background before a ball has even been kicked. In Switzerland, we did it, didn't we? In the Euros, we watched along with the game against France. I think, were they 2 goals down at one point and managed to get back and win that game, if I'm not misremembering it, on penalties. Hamza, if we beat France, though, we could really beat any of them. So irrelevant for me. France are one of the favourites. France v England, very close to call. I don't believe people are calling France big favourites. I mean, France are favourites, aren't they? Whether they're big favourites or not, we're into semantics. I think we'd all agree they've got a better first 11, the French, haven't they? But it's knockout football. It's team sport, isn't it? So you never know on the day. And there's plenty of equalisers as well as, you know, conditions, support, a refereeing decision, a good start, a bad start, a lucky goal, an unlucky goal against you. You know, if it's that close, as like David says, if it is kind of 50-50, then those small things can make a big difference. Portuguese lads just singing the Portuguese national anthem. We're getting ready to go. 3-1 Swiss, this one. Welcome, Tosspot. What a lovely name. When England play France, we find out how good England really are. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's crunch time, isn't it? I mean, it is the most nerve-wracking, tense game possible. So will you really find out how good England are? But you'll certainly see how good they are under pressure, for sure. Cristiano, yeah, certainly high up in the popularity stakes. There's another guy, always popular. Pepe, gotta love him. No, you haven't. Abdul, welcome. Tosspot, there he is. Brian Dean scoring the first ever goal in the Premier League era there. Matt, excited for Championship return. You would not believe how excited I am for the Championship. You'll back me up. It's been blooming hard work without the Championship, keeping the old YouTube thing ticking along, hasn't it? Give me my Championship every week back. But yeah, and I'm sure you are as well, my friend. Well, hoping your Coventry stuff gets sorted out, of course. Wonder if Ronaldo will try to manage after he retires. I'm not sure he will. It's just too easy to fail in management, isn't it? And I think he can go and be a roaring success in business, or, you know, maybe some other sides of life, maybe like a David Beckham style retirement, given his star is now bigger than football, same as David Beckham's as well. Keep your questions coming, your comments coming. The Swiss lads are just singing the national anthem now, all of them with their hand on their heart, getting into it, about to perform for their nations. We love to see a bit of old patriotism here in the World Cup. And we're just a minute or so from kickoff. We will switch over to that on the ticker there. Portugal 0, Switzerland 0. ITV, we're on ITV 1 HD tonight. They are just going for their turbo break, so probably going to get one advert, and then we'll be back with the game. Who's paid the most? Google Pixel. There you go. Advert Wars. Vindaloo, welcome. Yeah, all the best to Coventry. It's a bit rubbish, that, isn't it? Bit of a slightly. I'm not business minded, but a slightly aggressive business move by Mr. Ashley, I think. Always like Shaqiri. Yeah, he's a bit of it's what I call a luxury player, isn't he? Sometimes you might see him disappear or not see him because he's disappeared for 35 minutes in a game, and then he will do something brilliant though, won't he? So very, very good. I mean, he's played for Bayern and Liverpool. It's been a big career, but yeah, there's a reason, and no disrespect to Stoke City, when you know you're ending up dropping down from those big elite clubs in the end, isn't there? But he's certainly super talented. Who is the ref? Good question, Ewan. Who have we got tonight? Cesar Ramos, and that looks like a Mexican flag. Sorry, I never quite know. They give me about a millimeter on FootMob on my iPad down here. Maybe Southgate need to beat so-called big nation. Yeah, difficulty with Germany, isn't it? Is they're definitely having a bad run. I always use that to defend Southgate, the win over Germany, and then they're pretty rubbish in this tournament as well. So yeah, it will be amazing to beat a big nation if, and it's a blooming big if, they can get past the French. Why is Italy not in this World Cup? Didn't qualify. And if you look at it now, with Spain going out and Germany going out, so Italy were the 2006 winners, Spain were the 2010 winners, Germany the 2014 winners. So 3 of the last 4 winners are out already before the quarterfinals. But of course, we all know the last winner was France. Could they go back-to-back World Cups, which I think you have to go back to Uruguay possibly in the 1930s to do that. Russell, evening fella, Swiss 2-1. My prediction, I mean, I want to go and watch White Lotus with Shaylee, so I don't want extra time. But a lot of you are back in the Swiss. I like it, but I'll go for the Portuguese by 1. And maybe old cheekbones torso CR7 might come off the bench and do it. Right, we are off and running. Kickoff here. Why don't commentary tell Ashley to stuff it and ground share at Birmingham again? It's just the expense of it, like you say, isn't it? Really enjoyed your video on Cobb. Well, thanks, Matt. I wouldn't profess to know much as much as the likes of you. Been following it for years, but sometimes I think that's good, though. You get an outsider's point of view who kind of just looks at it and goes, right, what's going on here? I'll get the basic facts and give my opinion. Sometimes you can be too... I think sometimes, like with Ipswich Town stuff, I'm a little bit too close to it to not necessarily to be really, really objective, but, the emotion creeps in, which is great, but it's good to get sort of both sides, I think, isn't it? Portugal 2-1 without Cristiano Ronaldo. A good omen then for France exit. Hope so. Always learn something in this chat. Me too, believe you me. David, good evening. Swiss 3-2 on penalties. We've got to sit here all... there he is! After 1 minute, everybody, is President Infantino. He looks bored, rigid again. He's watching his 700th football match in 3 weeks. He's watched even more than us. Bless him. Matthew, welcome. Subs, Ronaldo, Portugal. Yes, indeed. Right. We get a timestamp ASAP. I have watched 0 of this game so far. I've been chatting with you lot. We are 1 minute and 23 in. And here is Bernardo Silva down the left-hand side for Portugal. Little knock inside by Guerrero. Bruno Fernandes. And it's back to Pepe. Nice territory early on for the Portuguese. Carvalho. Pepe, big diagonal. Can give you a time sync now. Oh, no, I'm not going to keep watching this because Guerrero's knocked it back into... it was João Felix. A bit of a heavy touch in the box there. Sorry, we've just gone past 2 minutes. You make him sound like a giant infant. Morocco knocking Spain out. Fantastic. Great result for the Moroccans. Went to a nice Moroccan restaurant. I've been to a couple of nice Moroccan restaurants. One in St. Albans, I think, which is posh, so that's probably expensive. One in Edinburgh when I was up there as well. And they bring the food out in that, like, clay dish thingy. Tagine, is it? Excuse my culinary deficiencies. Very nice, though. Dullo. I think we might be going for tapas on Thursday. Enjoy my evenings off from the World Cup, right? Well, I am working tomorrow night, though. Chris T, welcome. Just realised some of the next World Cup games will take place in my city. Get down to them, David. Sounds grand. Lots of things to like about Switzerland. The flag is a big plus. There you go. If you think Mr. E should go in the joke sin bin for that one, I think there's an argument. Does it look like Infantino thinks he's sitting on a throne surveying his kingdom? Maybe. He just looks a bit bored, doesn't he? Bless him. Has he been shot? Who's this? Embolo? He just got shoved over the touchline there. I think he's fine, isn't it? Reason Germany are starting to struggle is because Bayern keep winning the Bundesliga. Yeah. Interesting theory. Probably some legs in that one as well, Ewan, as well, isn't there? Did cameraman zoom in CR7 miss some duties before the game? Yeah, right. All of the photographers were on Cristiano, who is box office. They're all ready with their pictures. If the manager, who, let's be honest, if you drop Cristiano Ronaldo and you're the Portugal manager and you lose the game, you know you're getting fired. And I know he's been manager there for a long while. He was the manager of Santos when they won the Euros in 2016, wasn't he? But it shouldn't be the case, especially in national football. But he is such a big star that you got to get that call right. And he may get that call right. We'll see. Carvalho for Portugal. Pepe. Swiss not having very much of the ball thus far. Yeah, 76% possession is the last updated stat I got. Obviously, in the favour of the Portuguese. Although that's headed onto Embolo, edge of the box. He's onside. Embolo into the box, hits it left-footed. He's waiting for a flag then. Sort of coming back from the offside position. Does well, though. I said he's a blooming handful, that Embolo, isn't he? Strong, powerful, direct, good player. Plays in France for Monaco. Oh, plays in Monaco for Monaco. You know what I mean. Plays in the French Ligue 1. Keep your comments coming. Switzerland getting their first sort of feel of some of the control of the game. Taking the corner short, and it comes headed clear. It's a foul there. Right on the edge of the box by Breel Embolo. Brain, Switzerland are capable of beating this unimpressive Portugal team. Interesting. 2016, first major tournament for Fernando Santos. World Cup 2014, still coaching in Greece. Interesting. And, yeah, it buys you a fair bit of latitude winning your first major tournament, doesn't it? I remember it well. France got to the final of that one, didn't they, as well? They have had quite the run in recent times. Obviously, only that Euros defeat there. Well, was that second phase or quarterfinals where the Swiss knocked them out? Can't quite remember. Big header by Pepe. Easy gather by Rodriguez. Pop back into Rodriguez at left back for Switzerland. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Really helps us out. We can love all of you lot. But we love to have as many people getting the debate moving in the chat as possible. So if you hit like, we might draw in some like-minded people. You're going to have somebody else to argue with on the internet then. Vargas carries it down the pitch. Good work by him. Outside, inside to Xherdan Shaqiri. It's going to be a Portugal throw, 0-0. 7:17 on the clock. After Portugal dominated the first 3 or 4 minutes, Switzerland now getting a feel for it, aren't they? High on the left wing here, but given away. Rodriguez has got it again. Back into centre back. David, did I see the penalties earlier from Spain? I'm going to say no because I didn't see them in real time. And it's really hard to judge a penalty shootout if you haven't watched at least the last, say, 15 minutes of the extra time and got a feel for the tension of it all. I just watched them on YouTube before we started this to make sure I'd seen everything. And yeah, the penalties were the worst of Spain, weren't they? The best of Spain is where they're really cool and calm and just knocking it about. And the worst of Spain is where they're too cool and too calm. And the penalties looked a bit too cool and too calm. And the Moroccans got themselves ahead and stayed ahead. And Spain didn't score a single one, which is very, very, very poor. Ronaldo is finished, Ben. There's a question mark on the end of that. So I assume that means, is Ronaldo finished, Ben? I don't think so. No. Cleared away. Am I more invested in the Champions League or Championship League? Yeah, we cover in the main Championship. Love the Premier League as well, but we have lots of friends who support Championship teams here on the channel. So speaking of which, there's one. Welcome, Helen. Heard some pundits calling for Spain. I think we were all calling for Spain to win the cup after a 7-0 in the first game. Yeah, those Japan penalties might compete. They were like toddlers who never kicked the ball before. That's brutal, Hamza. Fernandes just comes back into his own half from right back, knocks it into Fabian Schär of Newcastle United. Just got home, missed the other match. Don't think you missed much, according to the chat. They were as bad as the replay show. Spain couldn't score a penalty if there's no keeper in the net. Yeah. Lots of Moroccan supporters as well around, which always helps in those situations, doesn't it? You get a bit of momentum going in the stadium. And penalties are such a finely tuned skill. I remember someone saying you could literally write a book just on the penalty shootout. Forget the rest of the game. The skill it takes psychologically, physically, technically to get through a penalty shootout. It's one of the most irritating things in the world when you hear people say, oh, penalties is just a lottery. And it's like, really? Is that the best you can do? It's like the most multifaceted test of nerve you'll ever see. Spain and Japan proving there you go, Mr. E. They're not a lottery. It's hard to score penalties with brown shorts. Exactly. Yeah, so many facets, aren't they? It's the preparation, the planning, the nerve, and then adjusting on the fly because you might not have the takers that you wanted. Are you gonna? Oh, it's giving away on the edge of the box there. Oh, Portugal playing out from the back. Are you going to go the way you've gone in practice every single time, or have you been researched and scouted? Do they know you're going to go that way? Oh, it's quite the ordeal, isn't it? Hey, Portugal cannot follow in the footsteps of Spain. They need to keep their ego in check, right? I think we all agree with that. In the 98 World Cup, even 0-2 result penalty shootout between Paraguay and France. And Paraguay had, I remember that game actually, they had Jose Chilavert in goal. It was an absolutely heroic performance from the Paraguayan defence. And they got all the way to penalties. It was a really good effort that. Oh, it slid down the right-hand side, but Rodriguez is going to get there first, knocks it back home to Summer. Not the best clearance by the Swiss keeper. And it's won back by the Portuguese. Penalties are dreadful. Don't think they represent how teams. No, they don't. But they're the best. They're the best system we got at the moment. And I tell you what, they're blooming dramatic, aren't they? Although they're only dramatic if it's your team involved in them. Hamza won't thank me for reminding him, but I remember I was at the playoff semi-final between West Brom and Aston Villa, and that went to penalties. And I was a neutral. I was sat in with the West Brom fans. I was as chilled as you like, just enjoying the drama. Hey, the West Brom fans around me were not. They were nervous as anything. Tammy Abraham, I believe, and Jack Grealish took penalties for your England link for Aston Villa in that shootout. I can't talk. I hit the bar, and my penalties weren't even in the World Cup. Well, there you go. I did not like watching Brazil last night because they were taking the mickey. They were a bit, weren't they? Portuguese ego in check. It's on the bench. Oh, yes. Got to love him, though, haven't you? It's over with Bruno Fernandes on the left wing, flipped inside to centre half and over to the opposite wing with Dalot. Still can't believe Spain. So Spain have not won a knockout game, well, since 2010. Well, they won all their knockout games, didn't they? Right. I enjoyed penalties, but not for the final. Interesting. Yeah, I suppose, 2006, the final was decided by penalties, wasn't it? 1994, final was decided by penalties as well. Would they be the only couple of times? Ooh. It's played across the box there. And we've actually got a Swiss counter-attack now with Fernandes coming out from right back. Nice receipt and turn by Embolo. Knocks it inside to Sal. Good carry. Out to the left wing. This is good from the Swiss. Vargas. Yeah, just overruns. A good tackle, though, by Dalot at right back. We'll get to the comments in a second, guys. Just going to keep our eye on Switzerland. We're having a good little spell here just for this minute or two. I worry, and it's the hope that kills you. Watching the quarters, I'm starting to fancy England. Oh dear, it is the hope that kills you, isn't it? Did you play or played football? That was all right. Never the best in the school. Or I was pretty good down the park when I was a teenager. Used to play six-a-side a fair bit then when you get a job and whatnot. So there you go. Penalty shootout. It was frustrating. None of our attackers took one. And Brunt and Gale had been sent off. Forgot about that. Good. I love your commentary on the game. Better than the extra commentator. Very, very kind, Abdul. Is there an argument for getting rid of extra time and going straight to penalties? I don't think so. I mean, Theo, of course, there's an argument for anything. That's free speech and opinions and whatnot. I mean, I know they do it in the EFL Cup in England, don't they? But I don't know. I think 120 minutes works. And then I quite like the system as it is. The ball is back with Pepe, 15:50 on the clock. João Felix. Switched out wide. Clipped into the box. And away. Oh, nice take out of the air by João Felix. Oh, received now into the box. Goes Silva. Crossed in. And Rodriguez, who's playing well, the Swiss left back, just gets across on the cover. Clears that one away. First ever World Cup shootout. Is that true? 82. Interesting. Fell asleep into 15 minutes into Brazil's second half. Said, oh, that's driven and it's into the top corner. Wow, out of nowhere. And the Portuguese take the lead. Left-footed, absolutely drilled in by Gonçalo Ramos of Benfica. It had been fairly tit for tat, and he's just got that out of his feet, left-hand side of the penalty box, leathered it into the top corner. Woof. There you go. Who needs Cristiano? He blows the... might get in trouble for that celebration. Smoke off his... let's call them his fingers, shall we? To save any controversy. But what a thumping strike there. Touch. The defender's reasonably tight. He's just expecting a Shah, isn't it? He's just expecting stand him up. He's expecting another touch. And all of a sudden, he just drills the shot. The element of surprise on Shah, the defender. And once he's hit the shot, keeper's not saving it, is it? Look how quickly that goes right into the top corner. I think it might just graze the post on the way in. And it's Portugal 1, Switzerland 0. It's not against the run of play, but it's not with the run of play either. The camera is on Don Cristiano. Did he run down the touchline to celebrate? I'm sure he probably didn't, but there you go. Belter. Oof, it was a big hit, that one, wasn't it? I'd take Bloom over John Hartson all day long. There we go. Going to be weird for me to watch Norwich, then watch England in the quarterfinals. How have you felt watching Ipswich in the World Cup games? Well, I assume you're watching Norwich in person. Hard for me to watch Ipswich in person because I'm always working Saturdays and I'm in Bedfordshire. But no, honestly, it's probably easier for me than it is for you because I am a fan an hour and a half removed from my team anyway. So I only get to see them a few times a season anyway. But yeah, I think normally we get the break from clubs to international football, don't we? As much as I despise Pepe, because he's a bit of a twat on the pitch. Give him some... Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's one of those players who, you love to hate, but there's a reason why top managers are selecting him in World Cup knockouts and Champions League finals for 15 years in a row, isn't there? Presumably extremely knowledgeable and just knows his way around. Belter, Ronaldo, who? Lucky goal? No, I don't think so. Wonder goal. There you go. There goes my predictions. Well, it's not over yet, Wolves FI, is it? 19 minutes gone. We did see that comeback from the Swiss against the French. Pepe just got a bit of a stomp there on the top of his foot. We're going to see the goal again here. He's well onside, isn't he? Don't know why they're bothering to put the Hawkeye up on that. Let's see the finish, more like. Touch. just one of those, isn't it? Where Shah, 9 times out of 10, you'd say he's fine. He's touch tight. And all Ramos can do is either hit a speculative shot or a speculative cross. Unfortunately for Fabian Schär and Summer in goal, he hit a speculative shot and he absolutely leathered it into the top corner, didn't he? So, yeah. Could they do what they do in the NFL? Play until someone wins the game instead of penalties. They could. They could. You can imagine some long games, although don't some tennis games last like hours, don't they? I suppose they do get very regular breaks in tennis games, don't they? I'm not saying it's easy, but it's a difference. Down the left, goes Guerreiro for Portugal, slams the crossover. It's cleared away only as far as Otavio. Out it goes to Dalot. Portugal looking strong now. Oh, nice give and go into the box. It's going to be Otavio again. It's a difficult, bouncy one to control, that driven through at the keeper. We don't want golden goal again. It's interesting, that one, Brian. Because you'd think golden goal would have been brilliant, but it wasn't, was it? It just made everything a bit more tense and everyone just defended for their lives in extra time, and it almost guaranteed that when you went to full time, you were definitely going to penalties because everyone was so scared to lose the golden goal. They weren't going to necessarily get forward and attack. Then they tried the silver goal, didn't they? Deary me. Any more news on Mbappe leaving training today? For reasons I'll go into at half time, I'm out of the loop here. Ooh, Ramos hits the shot. Oh, he got in behind Shah there. He's giving him a hard game there. I say he got in behind. He didn't. He was running alongside. What I mean is he got a lucky bounce off Shah. Hit the shot. Not very good finish, that, actually. Set up really nice for him. Into his stride. He found the corner there. No. Easy save in the end. No, my 5-year-old phone, bless it, has decided to go to phone heaven today. Finally giving up the ghost. Here comes Switzerland down the left wing with Vargas. Cross blocked. Cleared by the Portuguese. Here's Bruno Fernandes. He's easily shrugged off that one. It wasn't shrugged off it. It was, didn't know he was there. And now we have a free kick to the Swiss. Frula's a brave lad. Yeah. There's a receipt coming from Pepe. You know, though, Vindaloo, don't you? Don't worry about that. That one has been stored. We don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. Especially if Switzerland are either level or ahead. You know it's really coming then, don't you? Game seems to be getting away from the Swiss at the moment. Yeah, they could do with a nice 5 minutes, a bit more control. They don't want it to get basketball-y, do they? Dalot, nice and calm. Right back into Pepe. Nice slide from Pepe to Otavio, who was going to knock that into Ramos, I think. He just slipped as he was looking to slide the ball into him. Otavio saying, why didn't you spin off and give me an option in behind there? I think that was what he was trying to do, actually, when he slipped, to be fair. Every 5 minutes, teams lose a player until 6v6, yeah. That would certainly be interesting, wouldn't it? It'd make sure we weren't there for... Can you imagine that? Two teams they're both out on their feet, not committing anybody forward, no pace. Yeah. That's the potential absolute risk. We just got a player down injured for the Swiss, forgive me. But there's a pretty serious warm-up going on. At the moment by Ere Comer of Valencia. I think it's Fabian Schär, who's had a bit of a tough game so far from Ramos, the Portugal attacker. He looks okay. I don't think we'll be seeing any substitutions just yet. Knocked down the line. Offside flag goes up against Ramos of Benfica. 9 goals and 1 assist in 11 games in the Liga Portugal for Porto. Knows where the goal is. We'll go with. Football has used goal and goal. Yeah, Bierhoff won. Yeah, you're totally right, Wolves FI. The Germans won Euro 96 via a golden goal against the Czech Republic in the England should have won that. So, oh dear. Let's not talk about all the times England should have won and didn't. Those 2 penalty shootout defeats against the Germans, and you looked at the final, who they would have been up against. Oh, I'll stop. Yeah, Gazza's... well, can we call it a miss if he didn't touch it? But Gazza's very near miss, yeah, was during the golden goal period. Players taking a quiz on the laws of the game. That'll be 0-0, won't it? I got the ball, ref. 26:36 on the clock. Portugal 1, Switzerland 0. Portugal are going through as things stand, and they will face the Moroccans, who are all the way through. They're in a really good tournament, Morocco. They beat Spain earlier. That's right. Spain, Belgium, Germany, Denmark. I know Denmark had a fairly hard group there, didn't they? I know a lot of people were expecting that bunch to at least be all in the round of 16, and most of them in the quarterfinals. None of them will be in the quarterfinals. Fernandes knocks that home to Summer. Into Akanji of Man City, and dropped in short for Granit Xhaka. Rodriguez into the front. Poor touch. There's no foul whatsoever there, is there? Now, they did look for the quick ball over the top there, Portugal, for Ramos. Completely overhit, though, sadly. Wayne, I think Switzerland will turn this one around. We'll see. Not looking likely yet, is it? I agree with the commenter saying, yeah, just a little bit off it. If I'm a Portugal fan now, I'm like, well, okay, what have you got, Switzerland? I'm not seeing it just yet. That's going to be a yellow card, isn't it? On Embolo, he's kept going. Great strength there. Surely that pull back for Diaz. He had 2 arms around Embolo there. He's lucky to get away with that, isn't he? Yeah, he should definitely be booked for that. Ref's given the advantage, and then he's pulled up the next foul, but you can still book the initial foul, which was just a definite, the most textbook yellow card you'll ever see. Man running with ball, other man putting 2 arms around and trying to rugby tackle him. So Ruben Diaz, who I like very much, great player, should have been yellow carded there, in my opinion, for Portugal. Russell, evidently Mbappe came into the tournament with an ankle injury. French are playing his reports down, saying he's doing oh, okay. I mean, I wouldn't wish injury on anyone, but if it was a light injury that meant this player missed just 1 game, was absolutely fine the next day, maybe I would wish injury on Kylian Mbappe, but you almost want to beat the best if you're going to do it, don't you? And he does feel like the key player in that game already, doesn't he, Mbappe? I would rather the key player was Jude Bellingham or Phil Foden, but there we go. This free kick is miles out. It looks like Shaqiri's going to have a shot, though. Shaqiri does hit the shot. Really good shot, just wide of the post. Costa in goal. Definitely had to... Excellent free kick, that. Up and down, beautifully over the wall, misses. Does he get touched on that as well? It's a great effort, that. In fact, it's a very good save. Well played all round there. Brilliant strike by Shaqiri, because I'm looking at it and thinking, what are you doing shooting from there? He knew what he was doing, evidently. I will not question your judgment again, Mr. Shaqiri. He's going to take the corner here, left-footed. Certainly got his range after that one. Of course, he hits the man on the near post as soon as I big up his set play delivery. Silly from Embolo there. He's coming back from an offside position. He ducked under the ball. He should have made a less ostentatious mode of getting away from it there. Evening, Ian. I'm certain Mbappe, I think most of us are. Would rather beat France's best team. Well, that's exactly it. With the way some people have gone on Southgate, and it's not just a football thing; it's a society thing where people are so because of social media and your opinion is recorded now. People are so scared of changing their mind and being, quote, wrong when you're not really wrong. If you say something and you think it at point A and at point B you think something different, how are you wrong? You've just changed your mind, haven't you? But people are so scared of being wrong that you will get people who are like that, saying that, they've said Southgate's not the guy, and if they do win, they'll say ridiculous things like, oh, but this, but that. Here comes João Felix out on the left wing. Nice floaty cross. Oh, my goodness. I think that came off Fabian Schär, who is having a testy game. And I think he thought that might have been flying in the corner. That does not miss by much. I think that has to go down if he knew what he was doing. As a very good defensive header. But I'm pretty sure, being how close it went to going in on the far post, there was a slight little bit of luck attached to that one, for sure. Are we doing Netherlands, Argentina? We will indeed. Friday, I guess we'll do the late game. It's too difficult to do both games with child as well. Not confirmed yet, but there is a high chance I will be working on Saturday, though, which I won't confirm yet, but I'll apologise in advance. Pepe! Oh, wow! 39-year-old Pepe. We've called him every name under the sun. Let's give him a big up for that one. A huge leap by Pepe. Climbs from the corner. Bullet header in the corner. The old SHIT house is on the score sheet and probably sending Portugal into what is maybe an unassailable lead there. Well, hands up if you owe Pepe an apology. I certainly do. What a leap that was by Pepe. Brilliant header, and it is 2-0 to Portugal. Cristiano did come and celebrate that one for sure. Corner whipped in from the right. It's a great header, isn't it? Look at that it's 39. Look at that for a leap in between the two centre halves. Times it perfectly. Bullets the header down past Summer in goal. Portugal 2, Switzerland 0. Hangs in the air. That's a great goal, actually, by Pepe, who's more known for his hatchet jobs in his Real Madrid days, isn't he? But fair dues to the old campaigner there. It's a great header. It's 2-0 to Portugal. Looks like they're going through, doesn't it? Woof. Pepe rising like a salmon. He really did, didn't he? Not only did he rise, hung in the air, didn't he? And just bulleted that header in. Deary me. And you were judging the great Pepe. Never judge the great Pepe, hey? The glorious, horrible player sometimes. But like we said in the chat, there's a reason these players are still playing top flight football when they're 39, isn't there? Goodness me. Swiss cheese. Swiss screwed, actually. Holes in their defence like Swiss cheese, I think, will be the much trotted out cliche. Pepe knocks that into midfield. They've done really well there. Ref plays the advantage, and now Guerrero brings it forward from left back. Loads of space in front of him. Here is Ramos, João Felix. Oh, nice little stand-ups. Good ball, that, actually. Everyone went to the near post. Nobody going to the far post. Ramos wants a foul there. He's not going to get one. Throw in to Switzerland. Who does Shaqiri play for now? He's playing for the Chicago Fire, Wayne, in MLS. Pepe's got a future. Certainly has for the next couple of weeks, I think. Ronaldo taking credit for teaching him how to hang in the air. It's possible to hang in the air, won't it? Brain, you use whatever words you're comfortable with for when someone does a good leap. We won't go down the pedantry rabbit hole there. Shaqiri went to Monaco. I think we bring his whole career up. Actually, he's played for some big clubs. Has Xherdan Shaqiri? They need a blooming tune out of him now, though, don't they? If you take a look down the right, you will see Bâle, Bayern, Inter, Stoke, Liverpool. Which one sticks out to you there? Lyon and the Chicago Fire is the history of Xherdan Shaqiri. Proper talented player to have played for those clubs. Minamino went to Monaco. There you go. The Liverpool Sails. I think they miss Sadio Mane the most, don't they? But that's another conversation for another time. Akanji, Shaqiri, Xhaka. You got Shaqiri in my brain now, you lot in the chat. Do me. Rodriguez, Vargas, throw in Switzerland. Quick take by Thriller. Because this is Thriller. Pepe puts it out. It's going to be another throw in to the Swiss. I think it might be, they're going to hurl it into the box. No. Rodriguez was kind of strolling up like he wanted to, but alas, no. It's back with Shah. Dink over. Oh, now it's opened up for Fernandes, the right back. Really good crossing position. Decent cross up in the air. Headed goal, which he didn't get anything on it. Fröhler there. He just needed neck muscles and to head that. The keeper was done on the floor. Head that over and into the net. Couldn't get the flight on it. What a chance. The keeper might get a hand on it, actually. Give him some credit. Let's have a look. Palms the first one. He does. It's very good goalkeeping, actually. So we give him a slap on the back there. You just really needed a player who was really going to attack that and get a bit more loop and a bit more power. Diaz would have been screwed on the line, wouldn't he, with it sailing over. Best chance of the game for Switzerland, but they didn't score it, did they? So it remains Portugal 2, Switzerland 0. Interesting round of 16 games was huge disappointment. There was 2 interesting games and the rest of the 6. Quality difference was too wide, including this one so far. No way is this over. No one's saying it's over. Brain, calm. Someone get Brain an adult beverage. Chill him out a bit, eh? We're all friends here. Just like to say, I take it back that Switzerland will turn it around. Yeah, they desperately need to score the next goal, don't they? Has Fröhler just left another one on Pepe, or was that the replay of the first one? If he has, he is so cruising for a bruise, and it's not even funny, is it? More Ronaldo vision here. He's chewing his nails. You'd think someone like him who has all these perfect dietary and physical habits, wouldn't chew their nails. It creates some kind of sporting disadvantage or whatever, but nobody's perfect. Not even Cristiano Ronaldo. Here's Pepe. Pepe knocks it long, easy clearance. Xhaka, Sal, chested down by Carvalho, but there was a foul on Gibril Sal as he tried to flick that one on by Otavio. Can the Swiss make themselves a big chance before half time? And you could argue the one that fell to Thriller, the header there, was a big chance. Context is king though. Difficult jump. Don't write the Swiss off just yet. Wait till the next goal goes. Well, absolutely. Hey, we never write anybody off here or underestimate anybody, despite the fact we get asked to not underestimate or not write off people all the time. And it's like, nobody's writing anybody off, are they? We've seen too many weird things in football to assume that any game is completely done. Although sometimes you just know, don't you? Not after 41 minutes normally, though. Shaqiri, floaty one forward. And Bolo went up for the header. DS kind of fluffed it a little bit, but then got things clear. Yeah, they were definitely 2 goals down to France, the Swiss, weren't they? So, in fact, I remember Pogba scoring. Did he score the goal to put them 2 ahead? Or I remember him dancing and thinking at the time, don't start dancing yet, fella. That dance is going to look very silly if you don't win this game now, isn't it? Sal, they're open on the left-hand side. Can they get decent service? No, they can't. Oh, it's a really good opening for Switzerland there. Real loaded box. Oh, Shah's going to be in trouble. Refs played the advantage. I think he's going to get a yellow when they pull this back. But it could be even worse. Oh, should have been 3-0. Really good save by Sommer. Oh, what a chance. We're talking about Switzerland possibly getting one back. The big chance, though, falls to Portugal there. Should have been a second goal. Fabian Schär is having a tough match, isn't he? It was him who just went through the back of João Felix. Ouch. Definitely yellow card, wasn't it? They let the advantage go, rightly. And Ramos should have buried that, shouldn't he? It's not in the corner. Sommer gets down, makes the save. Who have Ipswich got at the weekend? That's a question, isn't it? Wickham away, I think. Too many games going on. Dave, I love how your commentary gets hotter and hotter as the game gets hotter. I love how you call me Dave. But don't stop. Oh, headed back in by Pepe. Bit of a breakdown in communication there. Keeper and centre-half both going for the ball at the same time. Doesn't fall on a Portuguese head. Is Thriller the Swiss word for kamikaze? Maybe. It was a Kanji and Sommer there going for the same ball. He's got all the moves, Pogba, hasn't he? Hey? Should have been game over, shouldn't it? Not bad shot either, but superb save. Yeah, it wasn't a good shot, though, either. Well, you think all advantages with the striker in that position. And Ramos really could have closed up this game completely if it had been 3 inside the first half. Carvalho goes home. Samuel, how good do you think Bruno, with capitals, has been? He's been fairly quiet, actually, hasn't he? Not the big influence you see him have for Manchester United, but it's something bad, but they've not necessarily played through him. Good question, actually. Ipswich, it's Peterborough. Sorry. I know nothing. We've got a trigger in the house. All right. I don't mind being called Dave. I think it's quite funny. Oh, Abdul's going to change now to Ben. You call me whatever you like. Actually, that's not true, is it? I think if Ronaldo had the chance, it would have been all over for sure. Yeah, he would have wrapped that in and done his big shoe thing, wouldn't he? He charged forward now from midfield. This looks like a good opening here. Is Bruno Fernandes, edge of the box. Fernandes, oh, it's too extravagant. Tries a outside of the foot scoop over the back line. It didn't need that, did it? It needed touch, pass quickly. It didn't get it. Carvalho. Fernandes. Just at walking pace, Portugal, but they got the Swiss on the back foot, haven't they? Little slalom run there from Bernardo Silva. Here's Otavio. You get a pull off Xhaka there? No, he just fell on his backside. Nice little slide in to Shaqiri. Last chance for Switzerland, is it this half? Maybe not. I mean, they've wasted that one, but we've got 4 minutes of stoppage time and we've played just about one of them. Keep those comments coming. We'll go, as ever, to some lovely Q&A at half-time. Yeah, Fernandes does way too much. He did overplay that one, didn't he? Numbers for Manchester United, absolutely fantastic. It's weird, actually. I remember I went to the Manchester derby last season, and I can't remember the score. I think it was 2-0 to... Yeah, it was 2-0 to Man City, and they literally just kept the ball for the entire second half. It's really boring, actually, the second half. But I remember watching De Bruyne and watching Fernandes, and I think most people would acknowledge De Bruyne as the better player, but Fernandes did look much smoother. Maybe that says more about De Bruyne, who kind of does a lot with the outside of his foot and doesn't run in quite such a smooth way, but obviously just a brilliant player, isn't he? But yeah, really enjoyed watching Fernandes then. He's taking the corner short. Little dummy. Is he going to go in the box? No, it's gone out to Dullo. Dullo, across it goes. Guerrero, the left back, hits in the shot. Horrible technique there. Out it goes. Dello has been solid defensively. Usually it's his attacking has been his best attribute. Yeah, it's been solid. Yeah, it's a good point there, actually. I think Rodriguez and Vargas have tried their best down that left-hand side for Switzerland. Not really got any change out of Dello, have they? Agreed. 47:50 on the clock. So about 70 seconds before we have played the allotted minimum stoppage time. There's a nice little slide through by Vargas. Just overhit it, though. I'll rephrase that. Nice idea. Looking for Shaqiri. Yeah, it was a weird one, that one, wasn't it? It was like they'd said, we're just going to keep the ball for the entire second half. And that's exactly what they did. 61 kilometers an hour, that shot flew past Sommer. That's the opening goal, of course, by Ramos. Pepe has since got a second for the Portuguese, and they are well in control of this tie. They know that any kind of shutout or one conceded, and they are through, obviously in the remainder of this game, they are through to the quarterfinals to play Morocco, who they will fancy. Bruno Fernandes. How mean. It's half time. Get your comments in and just do the numbers quickly, and then I will take myself a little break, if that's okay with you guys. Let's have a look at the numbers. I suppose just clinical from Portugal in the moments. 53-47 on the possession is pretty damn even, isn't it? 0.95 plays 0.38 on the XG. They've definitely played the attacking penalty box way better, haven't they? Two big chances, and I suspect the goal wasn't one of them. The first one, it will be Pepe's header, and the second one, the 1v1 for Ramos, which was probably an easier chance than any of them. But it is what it is. So pretty much those numbers, I mean, if you're trying to get them to tell you something, which I think they do, tell us it's fairly even in game, but Portugal have just been more decisive in those big moments, haven't they? That great finish, then a bit of quality from a set play, and Pepe heads it in. It should have been 3-0 up. It would have been quite ruthless, bang, bang, bang. But it's the World Cup second phase, for God's sake, isn't it? If now's not the time to be ruthless, then when is it? Mr. Radio Floyd, welcome, sir. And a big thank you for a £2 super chat. Very, very kind of you indeed. Get your questions in. Do some half-time Q&A as we wait for the second half. You can go make a cup of tea if you want. I'll probably do the same in a minute if you don't mind. Hit the like button, of course. And maybe have a think about that bracket and how that's developing. At the moment, it seems very, the hot favourite would be that we would be adding Portugal to that bracket down at the bottom there. So Netherlands, Argentina, Croatia, Brazil, England, France, Morocco, Portugal. I hate to say it, if all the favourites went through, your semi-finals would be Argentina v Brazil, probably France v Portugal. Argentina versus Brazil in a World Cup semi sounds pretty damn juicy. That'll be the battle of Messi v Neymar, if indeed it does turn out that way. And I think Portugal and France had a couple of big battles, and Portugal came off worse, maybe in 98 and 2000. Did they? Or did they just meet in 2000? I can't quite remember myself. I remember it's that slow-mo of Zidane, like a ballet dancer, chesting the ball down and spinning back and all controlling it in one motion. Absolutely iconic bit of slow-mo footage of that. We're drinking Pakistani pink tea, next level stuff. Sounds good to me. I've never had said drink, so there we go. Guys, feel free to get some questions in. I am just going to take a quick comfort break, get a drink, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. No, I'm not, because I'm going to say big thank you to Wolves FI for a very, very kind super chat. 12 euros, that's really kind. Wolves FI. Thank you so much, guys. It'll always be free on here, and we are essentially just friends watching the football together. But obviously, I don't have a job because of this. I don't have a full-time job anyway. So we try our best to make as much as is reasonable as we can, and it's a real big help. People like Mr. Radio Floyd there and Wolves FI helping out. Can Morocco do a Greece? They certainly did a good defensive job on Spain. I mean, Greece was so defensive, weren't they, though, Mr. Radio Floyd? You're talking in 2004, aren't you? It was just literally keep a clean sheet and score from a set play, wasn't it? Every single game. And they won the whole thing. So maybe, I think they've probably got a bit more about them with Ziyech and Hakimi as well. So, yeah, good comparison, though. Plain censure here. It's all new ones on me. There we go. Right, guys, thanks so much. I will return in a couple of minutes. Do get some questions in. And I will be right back. What music should we give you this time? Let's go for this one. Welcome back, everybody. It's half time here. Portugal 2, Switzerland 0. Portugal look like they're going to be joining the quarter-final club. Ramos and Pepe with the goals in the first half. Do some Q&A if you want, have a chit-chat. Look at this. We've got these tiny little lemonades for the girls to mix with gin. I've just stolen one. Just the right size, isn't it, hey? Feels like I need to do that. Cheers, everybody. Oh, it's nice. Yum, yum, yum. That's not going to last, is it? Right, let's go to some questions and comments here. Ben, do you think Maguire can stop France? Do I think he can stop Mbappe? No. He'll probably stop Giroud. I know Giroud is very good also, but that's a better matchup, isn't it? And there's John Stones in there as well, obviously, who's very good. But if it's a running game, you're wanting Kyle Walker, aren't you? I know there's a lot of pressure on Kyle Walker in this game. We're hoping he's going to turn into sort of Rocky during the week, do his training montages. Although I remember Ashley Cole in which one was absolutely incredible in one of the Euros. I think it was it 2004? So yes, no, but Walker can. We hope, as long as someone can. It would be even bigger surprise than Greece winning the Euros. What, Morocco winning the World Cup? Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Be the biggest surprise in World Cup history. That, because as much as I don't want to make this brilliant tournament boring, we know who the winners normally are, don't we? Brazil times 5, Germany times 4, Argentina times 3. What, France times 2 now? Argentina won 3 or 2? 2. France 2, Uruguay 2, although some pedants argue 4, don't they? But Spain 1, England 1. That's the gang that wins, isn't it? Hey, another of your hypnotic songs. I promise they're just the ones in the software, aren't they? I don't mind them. That one was called like Midnight Drive or something. Who was in that Drive film? Ryan Gosling. Let's get Ryan Gosling and Ryan Reynolds mixed up, even though they look nothing alike. But there you go. The World Cup is a massive challenge, but 32 countries get the chance to win it every 4 years. One of them will be successful. Why not England? Why not England? The reasons why not England seem to have got less and less under Gareth Southgate. There was always a bit of a sense it was a bit of a clown show, wasn't it? You know, maybe under okay, go back even further. Venables was good, but there was that bit of a sense of a boys' club. And then I thought Hoddle was brilliant, but managed to get himself fired for saying something silly. And then Sven and the golden generation, and he went out in a blaze of glory as well. And McLaren was rubbish, wasn't he? And Capello was rubbish, and Hodgson was rubbish, and Southgate has kind of calmed it all down since then. I do think we do need to bring population into it as well. Brazil do produce incredible footballers, but it shouldn't be underestimated that even compared to Germany, I think the population of Germany is about 80 million. The population of Brazil is 215 million or something. So it's no wonder they produce such amazing players. They do have a nice big pool to pick from, and it is their national sport. A bit like the Indians with the cricketers, had the population to the madness for the sport. So it could be England. It could be. I think if they beat France, people for the first time will think it might be England. But if they don't beat France, they're going home, and it's definitely not going to be England. So there you go. Ralph, will Brentford struggle to stay up if Tony gets a long ban? That's a great question, isn't he? Will he end up at Arsenal or Chelsea in the summer? Well, the second part, getting the ban, I think decreases his chances of ending up at Arsenal or Chelsea. I just think that means they would bid maybe a year later. He's still a decent age, isn't he? Brentford, I think they would struggle a bit more than they would otherwise, but I wouldn't think they would go down. I think they'd have to bring somebody in, you would think, wouldn't you? Ewan, England, Holland, Brazil, Portugal are my semi-finalists. Interesting. Holland v Brazil. What else we got here? This World Cup could genuinely be Portugal v Argentina. I put that in my predictions, only kind of quasi-seriously, but there you go. Glenn dropped Gaza. We needed him just for morale. Yeah, that was we have it every tournament, don't we? There's always the one player who people obsess about who's not been in the squad, who they want in the squad. It's what I call saviours and scapegoats with England, isn't it? Everyone tries to oversimplify everything down to one saviour player, which was James Maddison before the tournament, then Phil Foden when he wasn't playing. We did have there was another saviour, wasn't there? That everyone wanted playing. I can't remember exactly. It's probably Kyle Walker now, isn't it? The scapegoat went from Harry Maguire to Mason Mount, and then he got dropped. I don't know if there is a scapegoat now. It's not Jordan Henderson anymore either, because he scored. Ex-Wolves, Graham Taylor and Glenn Holler were great England national team coaches in the early and late 90s. Maybe not, yeah. Yeah. When you think about someone like Graham Taylor, who was so process-driven at Watford, wasn't it? It's not really a wonder it didn't work so much at international level. It also wasn't a peak time in terms of squad to pick from, maybe. Ian, evening. Morocco, jumpers for goalposts. Right, second half time, everybody. Portugal 2, Switzerland 0. Make sure you give us a like if you're enjoying the show. Keep those comments coming. We have been lovely and consistent with our watch-alongs. We will keep them going. Now, remember our win in 66. We weren't the most technical side, just the best on the day. Expected to beat West Germany in 97. More expectation. Yeah, and I think the thing people don't reference when they're being awful to poor old Southgate is that Alf Ramsey's best player was Jimmy Greaves, and he didn't play him because it made the team better. So that kind of proves that the most successful ever England team didn't play their best player because of the strength of the team. Eddie Howe, future England manager. Only if the Saudis have enough of him at Newcastle there. There's one for Pepe to defend. Just runs with Embolo back, knocks that back home to Costa in net. That was deflected out, and Rodriguez is going to have to deal with it. Let's just bung the teams up. Let's go through them one more time, guys. For the Portuguese, we did have, Fabian Schär. He didn't have a great first half, has gone off, so I didn't notice that substitution being made. So we did see him warm up, actually, Comet. He's come in at centre back. With that being said, let's do the Swiss first then. So Sommer in goal, Akanji now, Schär out, who was on a yellow card and didn't have a great first half, did he? Comet comes in for him. Rodriguez and Fernandes are fullbacks. Xhaka and Frula in central midfield. Sal, Shaqiri, Vargas off and Embolo up top. Well, Carvalho slips that one through. Comet on the cover. For the Portuguese then, Costa, Delo, Pepe, Diaz, Guerrero, Otavio, Carvalho, Silva, Fernandes, Ramos, and Felix. Ramos and Pepe, of all people, with the 2 goals. It's going to be a Switzerland throw, which Fernandes takes. Didn't want to go long up the line. He's given it away, actually. Bernardo Silva tries to dink the cross in from the left-hand side. Wins his side a corner. Not very smart, really, from Fernandes. He's obviously been told not to clip it down the line, but put his team in trouble there, the right back for Switzerland. Plays his club football with Mainz in Germany. Here comes the corner. Out swinger. Oh, it drifted in. If they'd have got the flick on the near post, Carvalho was completely unmarked about 2 yards from goal and would surely have scored, but just didn't quite redirect it on the near post. Big kick down the ground. Switzerland really need to get something going, don't they? Remember, they're 2-0 down here. And even though the stats had it reasonably close, Portugal have just bossed the big moments in this game to get themselves 2-0 up. Probably should have been 3-0 up as well, shouldn't they? Any championship players still in the competition? Isn't Ilis Chair with Morocco, Mr. E? Would that be right? Certainly none in the England squad, sadly, or the French squad. And in the Swiss squad, I'm looking down here right now, not seeing any. Bobster Core. Portugal in the sweepstake at the Social Club. You love to see it. They're going to be down to the last 8 unless we get a minimum of 2 goals from Switzerland. Which I have to say doesn't look like happening at the moment, but only takes a second, doesn't it? Someone to smash one in the top corner or a lucky bounce or a set play or anything like that. Nice pivot there by Bruno Fernandes. Bernardo Silva. Fernandes, edge of the box. Fernandes, lovely floaty cross looking for Ramos. Nice idea. Didn't quite have the golf club in the bag there. Dallo, nice feet. Dallo crosses in low, and it is 3-0. Game over. Surely now it's Ramos again on the near post. Portugal have come out strong in the second half. It's lovely feet by Dallo, the Man United right back. He puts the cross in to the near post, and it's just nicked in for his second of the game by Ramos. Portugal 3, Switzerland 0. Should have had a hat-trick, shouldn't he, already? He's played well, though, Ramos. And it is 3-0. Through the keeper's legs, in fact. Defender might have got a bit on it as well. Well played, Dallo, though. God, there's so many deflections on that. It's not even funny. Dallo crosses it. The defender closing him down gets a bit on it. Oh, there's the Swiss reaction. Not good. Then Ramos directs the shot. I think the defender closing him then gets something on it. The keeper gets something on it, but the ball does end up in the net. Just too good for them is the story of the day. Zarouri of Burnley. Is he with Morocco as well? Monaco. That's it. Great run by Ramos. It was good movement, wasn't it, to get in front. Game done. Yes. If it wasn't already. Portugal 3, Switzerland 0. We can probably go Q&A for the rest of the watch along now, but we have a duty to do here, and we're going to watch this game together, even though it's probably all done. Stephen. Swiss have offered nothing. Yeah, I don't want you to be right, Stephen, about that. But you probably are, to be honest. I'll go with very little just because I'm trying to be nice. But yeah, it's next to nothing, isn't it? Game over. Told you about Dallo. Great players. Lovely assist. I'll give you that one, Samuel. I'll give you that one. Demolition Derby. If it goes 4, I'll agree with that, Abdul. And surely we're going to see Mr. Ronaldo soon. João Felix drives into the box. Drags the shot wide of goal. We come off a studs of Akanji, bit of a lazy leg by the Man City centre half. Looks like it did. Corner then to the Portuguese. Remember, Pepe smashed one of these in the first half. Fernandes. Takes the corner. Pepe does win it again. Cleared away on the far post. Dare say Portugal played better without Ronaldo. Well, we'll never know in this particular part of the space-time continuum because he didn't play. What I'll say, I'll take the word better now and say they've certainly played well without Ronaldo and they've certainly played effectively without Ronaldo. So, yeah, it's not about him today, is it? Double sub for the Swiss. I don't plan to be right. I'm going to tell you. Yeah, not necessarily about right or wrong, Steve. It's just a shame for the Swiss. If you're right that they've offered nothing, doesn't really reflect well on their performance, does it? But it's probably true, is the point I was making. Ronaldo, great player, but his time has passed. I'm not so sure, but I could be wrong. Expected the Swiss to put up more of a fight. Hopefully Morocco more up for the next game. Yeah, they seem to be a fairly what's the right word? Say aggressive, bit more intense than the Swiss. Well, certainly the Swiss have been tonight because they've had zero intensity whatsoever, haven't they? Which ain't great. It is what it is, though, isn't it? There's one round the corner. Portugal is starting to, really all get going. This is a lovely move. Reverse ball. Bernardo Silva's in. It's going to be 4-0. He smashes it into the roof of the net. Excuse me, Rafael Guerrero. It's a really good goal. The best of the match. And I got confused there because it was the left back was furthest forward. I assumed Bernardo Silva. Huge round of applause from Don Cristiano. He loves it. It's a really good goal. Really, really good stuff. It was a beautiful pirouette by Bruno Fernandes in the build-up, reverse ball, and he absolutely smashes it in. Guerrero of Dortmund. Here it is again. Lovely receive and ball. It's a brilliant assist by Fernandes, isn't it? In he goes, and he just drills that home. Easy chance in the end, only because, look at that in the build-up. Lovely back heel, lovely touch. Lovely stuff from Fernandes, wasn't it? Guerrero smashes it in. Everyone was saying if England beat France, they fancy Portugal in the semi-finals. Maybe Portugal might be putting down a little bit of a marker now. Wow. Great goal. Disciplined. Are we decided the Moroccans then? Yeah. Scott. Well, there's positivity for you. I'll put it up. I won't read it. Number 4 goes in for Portugal, yeah. Big shame for the Swiss, who we've certainly liked them in the Euros, didn't we? Oh, is Embolo going to get on the end of that? Diaz gets half a header on it. He's driven wide, though, by Guerrero, and it's going to be a corner to the Swiss. There it is. Someone was going to say it, weren't they? More holes than Swiss cheese. Getting a sin bin, David, for that one. Cricket score for Portugal tonight. They're on the way. Swiss are my top picks for an upset. Shows how much I know. There you go. Leia, you're very, very welcome. Thanks for joining us. See you soon. Game, set, match. Oh, big chance on the far post. And it is 4-1. Goals are flying in. Keeper gets sucked under the ball there from the set play. Has it been disallowed? Akanji stuck the ball in the net. No, it's been given, hasn't it? A bit too simple, didn't it? Corner swung in. It might have even skimmed off Pepe's head. No, it's in front of Pepe is the 2-goal striker, Ramos. Easy finish for Akanji. 4-1. Loads of goals. We had 4-1 yesterday, didn't we? Between the Brazilians and the South Koreans. So many games, it's hard to blooming remember them. The comeback is on, or is it a consolation? Switzerland chance winning this is 0.01%. There we go. My pick was Spain. Gone. Actually, I had the Messi Ronaldo final, didn't I? Excuse me. More in hope than expectation, I think. But we're still on for it. Separate halves of the draw. Both in the quarterfinals, leading 4-1 now rather than 4-0. Dallo hurls that one down the line. Oh, he's given the foul there. It's going to be a yellow card then for Comer. It was thrown into the channel. I think it's João Felix who tried to run onto the end of it. Referee very certain that there was a foul there by Comer, the substitute. I mean, he's got a hold on Bruno's shoulder. Bruno goes down holding his face, which is a bit crap, isn't it? But yeah, hands to yourself. I get it. Consolation goal or start of a comeback. The former, I suspect. Portugal play Morocco now in the next round. Yes, they will. 2 days off now. I think we all need it. Oh, yes, we do. Going out for dinner on Thursday. Poor old Shaylee has put up with me doing these watch-alongs most nights. About time I bought a dinner, isn't it? Grandma's going to come and look after Enid. Looking forward to it. Got to go to work tomorrow night, though. Brutal. Here is Shaqiri. That's not Shaqiri, it's Xhaka. Why do I get so confused between the Premier League players? Rodriguez, ex-Premier League in Shaqiri's case. Xhaka, who is not Shaqiri. Akanji, who currently plays in the Premier League. Fernandes, inside it goes again. Granit Xhaka. Nicely flighted ball out to Rodriguez. Rodriguez tries to pop the cross in. Out it goes. Comer has got it. Just got a yellow card. The substitute centre half is the guy who replaced Shah. Had a bit of a ropey first half, and he got himself booked. Also, got a good in there. Well, we all try and muck in, don't we? All part of the team, hey? Into the box there goes the big sub. Zakaria. Just manages to win a corner off Carvalho. And, of course, they scored from the last of these. No FA Cup watch along. I don't know what I'll be doing at the weekend. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Oh, is that you mean tomorrow? No, I need a blooming evening off this myself. Morocco could frustrate Portugal. Yeah, agreed. Had the awful weak Belgium team in my mate's sweepstake. Family one, I got Brazil. Very nice. Nice if you can pick that one out. Qatar in the work drawer. Oof. Not good. I did not say we're not going to beat France. I said we're not going to win the World Cup. I didn't say you did say we weren't going to beat France. I said there's some positivity for you. But there we go. All opinions are allowed here. However curmudgeonly they are, Scott. 61:50 on the clock. Portugal 4, Switzerland 1. Switzerland are going home unless they score 3 goals in the next 25, 30 minutes. And when will we see Cristiano Ronaldo left on the bench today? And I suspect he won't be starting in the quarter-final, given his side have scored 4 goals and look like they're going to win fairly handsomely. And Ramos up top has scored a double. I reckon Embolo would be a hit in England. Yeah, he's very good, isn't he? Very good indeed. And probably quite well suited to the Premier League style. Give me a free kick. Portugal just trying to kill a little bit of time. There's not been a lot of time wasted in this World Cup, which we like. Crack down on it nicely. See if they can get that into the domestic leagues in England now. When Norwich bought Sargent, I was saying Embolo. Yeah, I think had a fair few million on the price tag there. I'm not reading that out. I'll put it up. That's a sin-binnable offence, that type of joke. Dreadful stuff, David. Hang your head in shame, my friend. Throw in to Portugal. Dello on halfway. He's going to take it. He's getting some instructions from his manager, who is standing annoyingly for my OCD just outside of his technical box. Just stand in it. Big run down the line by Silva. Did he keep that in? No. Goal kick. 15 million at the time. Yeah, exactly. What was Sargent? Not that, was he? Well, they're both at the World Cup, hey? Ronaldo will probably score the winning penalty against England for meeting them in the semi-final. Stop it. Stop it. He's got to wait till all the world's watching, normally when it comes to CR7. That's when he pops up, isn't it? What a player, though. What a career. Akanji. Lovely ball, that one into Embolo. Embolo tries to put it out wide, just gets caught trying to play it. Ref gives the green light to play on. Vargas inside. Zakaria. Fernandes at right back. Swiss pinging it about. Portugal happy to sit in shape at 4-1 up. Fernandes tries to cross, deflected out. Linesman doesn't know whether he's coming or going. He's given a throw-in the end. Dave, Ronaldo time. Time to hype up. Sargent could turn out to be better in the long run. Who knows? Oh, Belgium, big underachievers. Yes, most definitely. What's the closest Belgium? They got to the semi, didn't they, in 2018, to be fair to them, but you would have thought they would have gotten to a final at some point with that generation they had. Oh, he slipped through. It's going to be 5, is it? Dinked in. That is the hat trick. The flag stays down. Ramos, the first hat trick, I believe, of the tournament. Dinks it over the keeper. It's a lovely little finish, and it is a right royal hammering for the Swiss. Portugal 5, Switzerland 1. Are we going to get Ronaldo vision again? They are racking up the goals without their most famous player. And it's a hat trick for Gonçalo Ramos, who's immediately stuck himself in the top scorers picture now, really, if you stick 3 in one game. Mr. 1v1 in the first half as well, didn't he? Actually only played 8 minutes and 2 minutes prior to today in the tournament. Came on at the end of those matches. Touch. Thought he'd taken it too far. A little dink over the keeper. 5-1 to Portugal. Not the best bit of goalkeeping. He kind of lies down on his backside, doesn't he? Dink into the corner, and it's 5-1 to the Portuguese. Oof. Hat-trick boy. 5-1. Dave Shaqiri demonstrating rocket physics. What did I say? Demolition. Dave stuff's great, isn't it? Sargent isn't doing too badly this season. Yeah, he's not Embolo though, is he? Xhaka coming forward. Is just the danger now that they get a bit too emotional about being 5-1 down. Get lulled in, walk into the traps, and soon they're 6-1 down. And things start to look, well, they go from very, very bad to even worse. We did have a 7-0, didn't we, earlier in the tournament? But this is our biggest victory margin, I suppose, other than that, isn't it? (5-1) to Portugal. Still 22 minutes to go as well. And a very motivated CR7 stat on the bench as well. Bernardo. Oh, it's lovely stuff. Oh, what a goal that would have been. It was clipped over to Guerrero, who scored earlier in the game. Crosses it full on the volley. Fernandes flying in at the back post. Misses it by about a foot. That would have been a brilliant goal. Didn't happen though, did it? Oh yeah, 6-2. Nice. Swiss only lost 1-0 to Brazil in the group stage. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Oh, what, in terms of Ronaldo? I'm sure he'll toe the line tomorrow, won't he? In comes the cross, low from Rodriguez down the left-hand side. Cleared away by Pepe. Rodriguez just knocked off the ball there by Bruno. Wins the throw, takes it quickly, and Embolo edge of the box, and Embolo Zakaria shot closed down by Pepe, who gets winded, I think, by that one. Jeff Hurst is 81 tomorrow. What a legend. Don't know whether that was going in or not. Whether it was or not, inconsequential now. It's going to be a corner to the Swiss, who are 5-1 down, but they did get their one from a corner from this side. Ronaldo to sign for Morocco tomorrow. A villainous turn to face his home nation. This game's nail biting. Disappointing one for the Swiss, who are going home with a bit of a battering here. 5-1. Darlow throws in. Oof. João Felix nearly did an audacious back heel there to set up yet another chance. Didn't quite pull it off. Here is Diaz, who in the interest of balance, I should say, got away with a definite yellow card on Embolo in the first half. Doesn't mean anything now, though, does it? Pepe. They're better than this, the Swiss. Yeah. Haven't turned up today, have they? Give the Portuguese credit for some real clinical goals and, you know, taking chances at vital times. But yeah, the goal that means that it gets away from them is just a header from a set play, isn't it? Just before the 35-minute mark. Here he comes, everybody. All the cameras come out. Don Cristiano is entering the fray. He's been given the captain's armband by Pepe. They've scored 5 goals without him. And the box office attraction is on. Out goes Ramos. Hat-trick. He's surely going to be our man of the match. Otavio and João Felix. So 2 of the forwards out. Otavio has played in the sort of midfield 3 area. In come Horta, who scored the opener, didn't he, against South Korea, Vitinha, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Number 7 is into the game. More goals are coming. Here he comes. Yes. Joking apart. Yeah, Pepe's been excellent, hasn't he? I always think a hat-trick is kind of a shoo-in for man of the match, isn't it? Most of the time. But we'll see. Ronaldo comes all the way into deep central midfield to receive that free kick short after Carvalho. I don't think you're getting in the team for the quarterfinals, Cristiano, my friend. I think you're going to have to be a super sub. The irony of that won't be lost on anybody who saw the interview before the World Cup started. 3 excellent finishes, to be fair. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Especially that big one with the left foot to begin with. Nothing in the game at that point, was there? Just a bit of quality, a bit of power. It's a foul on Bernardo. And we have a free kick. And we can let the Ronaldo show begin now. Because I'm sure he's going to pick up the ball and pull rank on this free kick and definitely shoot. It's a fair way out, but I have to say, I said that for Shaqiri's one in the first half, which was a brilliant stroke, wasn't it? Some great quarterfinals now. I agree with that, James. Netherlands v Argentina. England v France. It's going to be Morocco, Portugal. And Brazil versus Croatia. So, Ronaldo off the bench. Free kick now. A long way out. He's going to smash this with his right foot. Ronaldo sticks it straight into the wall. I've seen better. Aguero recycle. In off the left comes the substitute there. Vitinha. Here's Pepe. Pepe tries to draw the foul there. Ref's not falling for that one. Although, to be fair, he gets back in and wins it. Whoever is making the point is right. Pepe has had a good game, hasn't he? And despite the goal, Fernandes weaving and bobbing, in the words of Frank Bruno. Oof. And a horrible ball back by Carvalho. Stitches the keeper right up there, but Costa does well and boots that one away. Xhaka. Vargas. Vargas has got it back. Sorry, it's Okafor, excuse me. He does look a bit like Vargas, and he's playing in the same position. Vargas has been substituted, so my apologies. Okafor. Out it goes to Rodriguez. Apparently, Liverpool didn't sign Otavio because of his age. Interesting. I don't disbelieve that either. They're very sturdy on their transfer policy, aren't they? Only signing the players they particularly want at the times they particularly want them. Nice work if you can get it. Embolo, Shaqiri, right side of the box, just has to knock that one back into Fernandes. Trying to find Zakaria there. I don't think Carvalho needed to play that. I think it would have been a goal kick. Just boots it out in to the stand. CR7 has great free kicks. United time maybe 05 to 09, but since then another free kicks have been the level of Harry Kane free kicks. Yeah, nice. Another classic of Switzerland being knocked out in the round of 16. Yeah, really looking forward to the return of the championship. Yes. It is back. I mean, we did get one game, didn't we, this past Saturday, but it's back properly. Everybody's getting involved this weekend. Although, the certain matter of England in the World Cup quarter-final on Saturday night is going to draw a lot of attention, let's just say. 79-12 on the clock. Portugal cruising in here to a quarter-final with Morocco. Nice run out from the back from Comer. He's continued it as well. Koeman-esque that. Shaqiri. Oh, nice ball by Shaqiri. And Embolo flips up in the air and Bolo tries the sort of scissor kick. Keeper's got that one covered all the way. Apparently the Swiss haven't won a knockout game since the war. In the World Cup, that is. Interesting. Should have been a corner, that one, shouldn't it? 12:30 kickoff at the new... Yeah, lots of games being moved forward now. Well, I assume if that's at 12:30, that one was always going to be played at 12:30, is it? I don't know. I know a few are trying to get 2 p.m.s and whatnot. Corner for Switzerland. Shaqiri puts it in near post. Free header. Over the bar by Granit Xhaka. Including Euros. Surely they won a knockout game against France in the Euros, Ian. Last time out, didn't they? Have you got a best 11 of the tournament? I will do one, Vindaloo. I need to give that one a lot of thought, though, because I always do only one player per team, or per country in this instance. Why are games being moved forward? Well, so people can get home for the England match. And presumably so not to affect attendances. So if people have got season tickets and they think, do you know what, I'll give it a miss. I'm going to stay home, have some friends over and watch England. They might be less inclined to do so. I guess that'd be the thinking, wouldn't it? Thought I heard it on telly. Maybe it was a slightly different stat. Don't believe everything you hear on telly. Don't believe everything you hear on this channel. Mistakes happen. Fortunately, the chat tell me within about 5 seconds if I ever make an error. Here is Okafin. Trying to get it back. Nice ball, actually, out to the left wing. Rodriguez sticks the cross in, and Pepe is in the right place again. What a guy. Wife's birthday on Saturday. Come on, you can get a couple of hours off here, can't you? Xhaka. Comer. Xhaka. Comer playing it around between themselves. Candlelit dinner in front of the TV. I never sacrifice my club's home game for England, regardless of the kickoff time. Each their own, I guess. Whatever you want to do. Go ahead and do it. Here is Ronaldo. Would have been 1v1 if he managed to get on the end of that. Not the best ball, to be fair to him, was it? Big striker. We barely mentioned him. Seferovic comes short, gets his first notable touch, but it's all the way back with Comet. Again, strides out from centre back. Oh dear. Bad giveaway. Ronaldo is in. He's surely offside. He looked about a yard offside. He fires the ball into the net. Surely the flag goes up. He was well off, wasn't he? Nice finish with the left foot. That little girl's disappointed. He looked, from my first instinct, it was, no, he's miles offside, isn't he? On we go. Neves. Pepe. Neves. Sorry, Neves came on. Who did he come on for? Did Bruno come off? No, he's still there. Bernardo's out. Interesting. Pepe. Yeah, look at that. Outside of the foot into Neves. He's good fun tonight. 1,000 miles offside. You think Ronaldo is scoring? I mean, he's trying hard, isn't he? No, I don't think he's going to. But then if I say that, he might, which would be funny. I almost want him to score to see how hard he celebrates with his side already 5-1 up. I think it'd be tremendous. Xhaka. Out it goes to Okafor into the box. He's going to shoot, isn't he? Yeah, he gets it charged down. Do you think Santos told CR7 by WhatsApp what, that it was offside? Or that it was dropped? Massive thanks. Congratulations to Ipswich for their sensible pricing structure. Yeah. Yeah, they're not, to be fair, Ian, they're not great with their away prices. I do understand that it's an expensive ground to administer, let's just say. But yeah, that's good to hear, especially it's a long old journey, isn't it, from Rotherham to Ipswich. Dallo, Carvalho. Here is Pepe, Carvalho, Neves, Bruno, lifted over. Here is Ronaldo. Good defending there from Como. He's just about to pull the trigger. Pull the trigger! Defender just on the cover. He was on the wrong side as well, wasn't he? Sort of volleys it against Ronaldo. And the ball bounces away. Bruno Fernandes. Out he goes. Beautiful assist, remember, for that goal for the left back, which, if you can remember, Aguero, that was the 4-0 goal, wasn't it? Fantastic goal, that one. Well done, Cat Up. They got that pull the trigger reference, which was from AC/DC, Shoot to Thrill. There you go. My words are not wasted. The Freddie Ladapo derby. You love to see it. Ben, do you think Ronaldo start against Morocco? No, I think he's on the bench for that one. But I think they get a harder game and we see him sooner. Here comes Leao. Sticks the cross in right foot. I was going to say lovely cross. Nice shape on it, but it was well over Ronaldo's head. Jank, 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 jank. Now you women! Neves, Carvalho, Inside, outside. Just keeping hold of the ball now, aren't they? 87:44 on the clock. Portugal will easily get to the semis. You make them out of all the teams. You know, Morocco have done great, but that's the one. Maybe Brazil against Croatia might be a similar price, given the possible difference between the two teams. Looks a lot tighter between Argentina, Netherlands, and England and France. And that is how our bracket looks now. We're fairly certain of this now. Portugal with just over 90 seconds to defend a 4-goal lead. Should be all right. There's the bracket, ladies and gentlemen. Netherlands, Argentina, and Croatia, Brazil. Looks like an all South American semi-final, that. England, France, Morocco, Portugal. I wouldn't like to comment on who's going to end up going through from that one. Out goes Embolo. As we go into the last minute of this one, little reverse ball into Seferovic there. Well, Marshall, Shaqiri, nice switch of play. Rodriguez into central midfield. They've had to work it all the way back. The first touch for Jashari off the bench. Zakari. There's Jashari again. Rodriguez, can you get decent cross in? No, holds it up and gives it back. Little fire into Okafor, who has it nicked off him. Here comes a Portugal counter. Ronaldo tries one around the corner to Dallo. Thinks he got foul. Referee says no, and Switzerland have the ball back. Morocco haven't conceded an 8. Is that true? Wow. Croatia will try and bore Brazil to death. Oh, chance there. No, the offside flag has gone up. I think it was Sal got in there. England v Morocco semi, anyone? Yes, please. Yes, blooming please. Ruben Neves, Wolves legend. Yeah, player. David, welcome, sir. Look at that. A €10 super sticker. Thank you so much. David, very, very kind. That'll change soon for Morocco. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. Wolves FI as well, Mr. Radio Floyd. David as well there. Thank you so, so much. Really, really kind. This will always be free on here, but we really do appreciate your unwavering support. Tremendous scenes. Dallo. Pepe. Just dropped into central midfield for Tinia. Ronaldo. Dallo. 4 minutes stoppage time to be played. We've already played 57 seconds of it. Morocco win on pens again. Pretty dominant this time, weren't they? In comes Leao into the box. Oh, I say, what about that? Well, that is 6-1 to Portugal. We were looking out for one substitute to possibly come on and score. It's the other one that's done it. And Leao has just bent that one beautifully into the far corner. Tremendous work by Rafael Leao of Milan. And it is 6-1. If that didn't take any kind of a deflection, it was one that kind of caught me out, actually. A brilliant finish. Reserve judgment until I see the replay. David, I'm great this evening. Great to hear from you. Catherine, let's go. Incredible. Let's have a look. Does it get any kind of a deflection, or does he just whip it in the top corner? He just whips it in the top corner. The keeper looks completely dumbfounded by it, doesn't he? It's not that far into the corner. I think the keeper's just not expecting the shot. And I don't want to be a boring bugger. I think the keeper makes that look slightly better than it is, doesn't he? Just completely flat-footed, stopped. It's not right in the corner. It's not right in the top corner either. But it is 6-1 to Portugal. Now, surely that is the second highest winning margin behind Costa Rica. They've overtaken the 6-2 of England now. No deflection. I think we do have to acknowledge a bit of a goalkeeping faux pas, though, from Sommer, who we thought had kept his team in it at one point, saving that 1v1 from Ramos. But unfortunately, he went on and scored a hat-trick. Here's Ronaldo. Vitinha tries to reverse it back into Ronaldo. I think that's going to be a goal kick, isn't it? Portugal scores 6. Ronaldo on the bench. Hasn't scored any of them. Got about 25 seconds of minimum stoppage time to go. We're going to get a corner from Portugal. They'll either score or it will be a goal kick. And I think we're all done. Corner goes in. Well, there you go. Neither of those things have happened. We've got a Switzerland counter. Portugal win it back. Although he's pulled it back for a free kick to the Swiss. And I think we're all done. France v Argentina in the final for David. And a thoroughly impressive win for Portugal. It was one of those where you were looking at the end of the first half and it was 2-0 and the numbers weren't that miraculous. And, you know, Portugal scored a set play and Ramos banged one in the top corner, but it got really stretched in the second half and Switzerland didn't know whether to, crap or wind their watch, frankly. They tried to attack. They got picked off time and time again, didn't they? Ramos gets the hat-trick. Pick of the bunch is probably Guerrero, the left back. Lovely little pirouette by Fernandes, who slides it through and Guerrero smashes it in. But the big story pre-game was Ronaldo not playing. And I suppose the big story post-game is Ronaldo not playing, Portugal scoring 6. And I would really strongly presume now that Ronaldo won't start the quarterfinal against Morocco. João Felix got 2 assists. Ramos got 4 goal contributions. He got 3 goals and an assist. Incredible. Evening, Richard. Did you miss anything? Just the 7 goals. Team leader in drunken night out. Just the 7 goals tonight. But it's a bit of a weird one because it didn't ever feel like I was saying, didn't ever feel like a massive demolition job. But all of a sudden, Portugal were 3-4-0 up, and you're like, oh, this has really got away from the Swiss, hasn't it? Messi to go out on a high. A lot of people would like to see that. Unpopular opinion. Argentina, France, Brazil, and Portugal. And Morocco are awful. Hope they beat Portugal. Awful is probably a bit harsh, Vindaloo, but maybe you're talking about their approach rather than their success. Watch along on Saturday night. I'm not sure. It's looking like not, Russell, which is very sad because if I'm not doing a watch along, that means I'm probably not going to get to see the game. I think I'm going to be at work. So, but don't worry, we will definitely do France, Netherlands, I think, the night before. I'll probably be too nervous anyway to do a watch along for England. That we did blue in Euro penalty shootout. What could be more nerve-wracking than that? So thank you, everybody, for watching. It is Netherlands versus Argentina. Brazil versus Croatia, England versus France, and as of the past few hours, it is Morocco, our sort of lowest ranked team in there, versus Portugal. So if England can beat the French, I know I keep saying it, Portugal and Morocco to get past, to get to the final. I know lots of ifs, buts, and maybes before then, but there you go. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Thank you as ever for the support. Thank you for the lovely super chats. Really, really do appreciate it. And we will be back. I'll get some pre-records done in the next couple of days. We'll get back with our championship predictions as well. And I will see you all soon. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And it's a lovely over and out from me. Portugal 6, Switzerland 1.